Welcome back. We're still observing the characters that are speckled across Hollywood Boulevard, aren't we? Kind of. You aren't. I am. I care too much.
I was trying not to dry heave everywhere.
By drinking your big, massive jug of water. Like, are you going camping? Did you buy that off of the Eddie Bauer catalog or LL Bean?
I believe probably, 90% of the world is dehydrated. Especially privileged kids like you. Because you're stupid.
You know what?
That's why you're going to age and look like a haggard whore at 30 or 40.
I am 30. Do I look like a haggard whore yet?
Yeah, you look like you're well on your way,
You know? I think it's because you're just such a projector. You're projecting.
No, you are a gorgeous, beautiful. You're a beautiful woman. You look great.
Thank you.
No one drinks enough water, and I love drinking water. I'm a huge fan of it.
I like that you're schlepping this giant. I'm going to sound, appropriately Jewish now. I like that you're schlepping your big water jug.
I was so excited when I ordered this kind because it has this strap that I can't disconnect from my purse because I haven't tried that hard. But it's like having an extra purse, but it's filled with water.
It sure is. All right. So I love the fact that you reject a lot of bullshit labels. You just do you. But what do you think, what are your opinions of other people's opinions of, say, of the transgender community, especially in relationship to sex workers, like being a sex worker?
I feel like a lot of kids in the trans community are looking for a fight, which is understandable. When you get called, you girl fucking faggot your whole life until some bitch from the Kardashian show, goes public, and then suddenly everyone overnight says, "Oh, you're so brave, and you're so beautiful, you're so brave." When just last year they were like, "Hey, you fucking faggot, I hope you bleed out of your panties and die."
Seriously.
And now suddenly everyone's handling us with kid gloves because we're so beautiful and brave. That's disgusting. And I'm not even saying that, and most trans girls probably don't even care about that or really that aware of that cultural shift or whatever. But a lot of them are just looking for a fight. They're looking for a fight because they grew up being hated, and that's natural. You're going to get hated when no one knows about you. When you're like a shadow in the dark. Like, what do you do when you see something in the dark in your living room when you first get home or in the middle of the night? Don't you want to murder it?
We have some live comments. Check these out from a weirdo in Vegas. Can we address them? All right, can we read them out loud? Can we divert and read these comments?
I don't really know how to read about well.
All right, so we have some guy named Vegas Shadow.
Hey, what's up, you piece of shit?
Who says, "Yep, no doubt about it. There is a Y chromosome in there. Buy some boobs. Best return on investment. Can't wait for the Las Vegas broadcast of the show. Wow, that is no chick." So let's address Vegas Shadow.
Hey, what's up, you piece of shit? Why don't you buy a dick? Could you do that for me? You can show up here whenever you want and I'll kick your fucking teeth in. If you're gay enough to do comments on your little internet, maybe you're fucking gay enough to do it in person to my face. Is that how you like to talk to girls or to talk to anyone?
Period.
Yeah.
All right, Vegas Shadow.
Way to be 12.
You're going bye-bye. Sorry to divert away to address Vegas Shadow.
No, we should do things like that, and that happens. That's okay. I deal with people like that all day via text.
These idiots, and Vegas Shadow, in my opinion, you are a basic idiot. Sorry about that, but you are.
You're fucking...
How do you...
No, you're hurting and you're scared and you're sad, and that's the life you've chosen.
So going back to love and that conversation around love, pretty much all this bullshit that we're dealing with in the world is just rooted in hate and ignorance, would you say? Or is that a very simplified way of looking at it?
It is really simplified, and while there are, remember Donnie Darko,
That's one of my favorite movies ever.
It's a great movie, right, bro?
Yeah, homie.
Yeah, homie. So I this is where I'm really bad. I have horrible stardar. I remember watching that movie at the theater and thinking, that Jake Gyllenhaal kid is so cool. Too bad he's going nowhere. So anyway, in that movie, Patrick Swayze plays that creepy, cult leader, that guy who's got his whole, love, fear, And, you know,
Yeah,
Donnie
yeah.
Darko gets up there and he's like, things aren't that simple. And he's right. Things aren't that simple. They're not overall. And we should not just break it down and leave it at that. But for the sake of, you know, limiting this exchange, not boring the shit out of everybody, let's just do that. Yeah, most people are just, they're scared. They're scared of us. You're scared of anything that you don't know about. Like when I stay at my mom's, she always somehow, like, I always go into the kitchen in the middle of the night to like get something, and then she'll just appear behind me.
Is your mom in Texas?
Like an apparition, yeah. And she'll just appear behind me going, honey, what are you doing? And I will just scream.
That happens to me when I go home too, which
I would rather be
next week.
like fucking, you know, gang raped by a bunch of homeless people at knife point, and that would be less scary than having my mom just appear behind me.
Just like creeps up on you.
It's terrifying, and I think that's how most people feel about most things that they don't know about. And most people don't know anything about us because the media doesn't know jack shit about us.
Right.
Because there's not that many of us in the media except for the ones that are getting murdered.
Exactly.
And so when you get your information from the media and they don't know anything about us, how are people going to know anything about us?
So what's your opinion of gender, like the conversation around gender identity and, you know, respecting gender? I mean, do you even think about this, or are you just like...
No, I do. I think about all these things. I mean, I have compassion, believe it or not.
Really?
And I don't mean to like seem like a Simon Cowell type character or like whoever that child molester is that's currently president. Yeah, but like,
our friend DT.
President, you know. But like, fucking, that's the other thing I think is the most valuable thing in the world, is to have compassion for people and to really understand them. And so, of course, I get how you could be scared. I try to put myself in your shoes and all that. So, I don't know, what the fuck was your question? I totally spaced.
You're totally on it. I guess, like, I'm trying to talk about how there's so many boxes even in, like, discussing something in an identity that's so much more complicated than like what people make it out to be. Even the organizations that are said to be allies, you know, it's just like simplified.
Okay, that whole deal. When there's like the way they now have like 60 different identity deals, like he, she, they.
Right, like the right pronouns.
They, meow, 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 meow. And like I heard that they made it a law in New York where like if any kind of random shop owner doesn't call you by your pronoun, you can sue them or some shit.
So maybe you should go there and collect some money.
No, I'm not going to take advantage of fucking a fucking 90-year-old like fucking, you know, Jewish Italians who are like, I did not know you were there. You know, sorry, I am not psychic. Like I'm not going to fuck you. I'm not going to fuck you because I'm an overeducated piece of shit looking for a fight and some money. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of kids do, is they're looking for a fight. And so they're like, no, I'm this, and you're supposed to know that. And it's like, no. It's just like when the cops show up. You're whatever you look like when the cops show up.
Right.
You know, like, I'm usually only trans when the cops show up to blow me. Okay? Obviously.
Clearly.
And lots of times...
That happens, like, every week.
And yeah, pretty much, you know. But basically, like... either that or they don't clock me and they're just, you know, they're just like, ma'am, you know, and all that. It's just whatever. But people are going to call you based on what they see you as. They're going to see your face and think of you as whatever you are.
And is it up to us to disprove their preconceived notions by just letting ourselves breathe through whatever the fuck we are?
Yeah, you can clarify it if you want. You know, like I get sirred and stuff, and occasionally I'm just like, it's miss. Like, you know, like if someone is, at other times I just don't give a shit. Usually it just depends on if I have my my store-bought tits more visible or not there.
And does it depend if like maybe you're hydrated enough to care?
It always depends on if I'm
and if you have your face spray on.
Hydrated enough. It's these things are vital.
Clearly.
For any young lady.
So
trying to help you.
We're coming to the end of our conversation. But I would like to ask you, what inspires you, and if you have any heroes, who the fuck are they? I'm trying to keep it eloquent.
I inspire people that don't compromise their values. I inspire people that I'm inspired by people that make awesome shit and that don't try to complicate it. They're just like, here it is. This is radical. I like it. And if you like it too, that's great.
If you don't, whatever.
Yeah, we'll both somehow live through this because life is brief and ephemeral and we're going to die like that.
Yep. You know, and with certain people in charge, that might be expedited.
It doesn't matter who's in charge. And nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's too many other people working in that government or whatever.
So you believe in shadow governments?
I just believe there's just too many people and it moves slowly and like no one gives a shit.
Well, we're in a, ultimately we're in a bureaucracy and a republic and whatever. So.
Like what happened when Kennedy got shot? Nothing.
True.
I mean, really, like, did society change overnight? Or did we suddenly start, like, getting, like, locked up? No. Nothing happened.
Well, people are complacent, and, there's a lot of existing...
Well, it's hard to be anything but complacent when you just have to wake up, get paid $9 an hour, whatever shit job you're working, and fucking go, and then fucking handle your life, like,
Totally.
And that's actually as good as it gets. We're not getting our heads cut off left
We're
and right.
not getting our heads cut
like
off.
in every other country.
We're not getting lobotomized yet. So, thank you for this very colorful dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be here next week, everybody. This episode is going to replay next week.
Am I going to guest host? Why can't I guest host in your place?
So you're saying that you want to come in and do a show on my place?
Yeah, I'll make it actually good and watchable.
That is a big possibility. That's probably an improbability. So you'll be watching this episode again. Yeah, right. All right, guys. Catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.